What's up YouTube, Edgar Kai here, bringing you another action figure review. Today we're looking at the Storm Collectibles Gears 5 Kait Diaz action figure. This action figure they claim is in the 1/12 scale, but they've definitely fudged the numbers and it definitely falls into the 7-inch scale range, despite what it says on the box. Nevertheless, Kait Diaz is finally here. I've had her on pre-order for way too long and checking up on GameStop way too many times, and she just kept getting pushed a week, 2 weeks, months. Either way, we finally got her in our hands today, and we're going to take a closer look at her. She is just super cool, man. I remember seeing the Gears 5 trailer and thinking, this is going to be whack. Kait, I don't really want to play as her. But then Gears came out. Not that she was a sucky character, but I didn't really expect her to take the helm. Nevertheless, she was a great character in Gears 5. She always was a great character, but being on that journey with her, playing her story out, finding out who she is, how important she is in the Gears franchise, just makes her really cool and definitely merits picking up this figure here. But you didn't come for a review of the game, you came for a review for this figure. So here we are. She's looking really cool. A lot of detail here. Just throwing out there, these figures for Storm Collectibles are in the 7-inch scale, but you're looking at double the price of what you'll see from McFarlane, NECA. So that means that we are expecting higher quality, better articulation, maybe higher quality plastic, paint should be good and clean, and we'll definitely dive into all that here. But you can see she's pretty impressive. She has a lot of details, a lot of facets, a lot of pouches, a lot of good articulation here. And her paint job is really clean. The weapons look great. And she comes with a bunch of accessories too, so this figure is just really cool. I mean, listen, if you're a Gears fan, and if you've collected the Marcus and Coltrane figures, she's a must-have. She's just way too cool, and we didn't even get into the full review yet. So, let's dive into the articulation. The articulation time. Kait has a ball-jointed head here, a lot of motion. Then, somewhere in her chest, her whole chest can move down and up. You see it's even moving the arms here. So if I move the neck down and then move it back up, it is connected to the arms. So if you really want her to look down, you can just move the arms up a bit and finagle it like that. So there is some kind of joint inside her chest. For the upper shoulder here, we have a ball joint going on inside, and then that joint can go up and down as well as forward and back. But it is on a ball joint, which is very nice. It means you get a lot of natural motion. We have a very well hidden double jointed elbow here. You can see it right there. Nice job. And at the upper bicep we can also rotate. Wrists can go in either direction depending on how you position your joint. Obviously we can fully rotate, and it rotates at both the base in the arm and at the base in the hand here. We have a ball joint at the upper abdomen here under the armor, another ball joint at the waist, which is very nice. This belt is a separate piece. A lot of this is separate pieces, so you can see the shoulder here, the actual chest part. This is a soft plastic here. The legs can go forward and back, out and in. You have this full round motion here, which is good. We have double joint at the knee. Once again, the knee pad is a separate piece, which is very nice. Allows for better articulation here. At the ankle, we can go up and down. You can go left and right. And then we have toe articulation here. So lots of articulation. You can get a lot of natural movement going on here. A lot of cool poses, which is great for a series like this where there's so much action and running and diving and sliding. You get some really, really cool shots of just this whole series in general. And we'll definitely take a look at the other two of this series and see how she compares to them. Okay, accessory time. We have, of course, our staple weapon, the Lancer here. Has a really nice metallic worn effect to it. We have some blood splat on the chainsaw blade. The blue light, the parts that are painted light, have a metallic blue paint on it, so it gives for a nice little shine effect here. And it's a solid piece, which is nice. We have the Gnasher here, Gnasher shotgun. I don't want to cover too much there. Got the bullets on the side. This also has the same kind of wash metallic effect to it. Really brings out the details of the sculpt. I think these are very nice. They're pretty good, solid pieces, not soft at all. Our last weapon is this little sidearm here. I forget what it's called. Once again, we have that metallic blue paint there to show that, you know, it's glowing. Red trigger, which is a nice touch. This one is looking a little more on the flat side. The sculpt looks good, but it's that flat gray. It almost looks too plasticky. I don't know. Maybe it would have been nice for it to have the same effect as this. So it seems a bit detached. Now, I forget exactly the look that it had in the game. Maybe it had a flat paint or a matte appearance to it, but it's something I might touch up just for artistic sake when I display her. Then we have the necklace here, obviously from the end of Gears 4. For people who didn't play it, I won't spoil anything, but at this point, if you're a Gears fan, you know what that symbol is, and you know the connection. I'm sure you already played Gears 5, but this has very nice detail in it. The gold is very nice and shiny, and it also has a silver chain wrapping around the insides, and just a lot of good detail here. Very nice. Let's see if we can even get in closer here. Check that out. Very cool. We have 5 pairs of hands. We have this one gripping hand here. They're really closely associated with the fingers to the palm. This one, I'm betting, is for her to hold the necklace. I don't see what else could fit like that. We have gripping palms for support when she's holding either gun with either hand. We have the open palm hands here. You can just see a lot of nice detail here. Clean paint application. Closed fists. And the hands that are on the figure here are the trigger hands. She comes with 3 heads here. This is one. This is the head that we had at the beginning of our review here. Very clean, good flesh tone. The eyes are great. Nothing looks sloppy. The braid is a very soft plastic, so it can fall naturally on her armor. She has the piercings on her ear. Everything's very nice. These little metallic pieces in her hair have a very nice shine. Really nice sculpt. We have another head here, which is more like the beginning of Gears 5 and Gears 4. It is, I believe, the same exact portrait, just with the beanie hat on. But it has a really great likeness to her character in the game. The flesh tone is great. The only thing that's popping out to me is this right side of her face, which is we're facing it now. And it's on our left. We can see that little sideburn coming down, even though it's not a sideburn, but you can see the lip right there that kind of pops out a bit from where the black of her hair meets the skin. Not a big deal, but something that's noticeable. Her final head here is the one with her ski goggles. These have a really nice effect to it. It's like a metallic orange with a very high gloss finish to it. So it reflects really nice. You can see it reflecting off of my hand there. Once again, I'm sure this is the same portrait that's under the goggles. This is one piece, but it looks like it's the same mouth from the other ones and the same hair sculpt and everything like that. It would have been nice to have one of the sculpts be an angry expression or something that, you know, gives us a little bit more variety than this, but they do look cool. I mean, definitely based on whichever look you like better, it's definitely more accurate to have this head on the winter armor body. Okay, here is Kait with a different look, accompanied by the other figures of this Storm Collectibles Gears series. Gotta say, they look really cool together, and the size looks about right. In the game, they all seem about the same height. Kait looks a little shorter here, which kind of makes sense to me, but I could be wrong. Either way, they look really good together. And one thing I will point out is that Kait is about $10 cheaper than what these other two came out as, which is interesting. They could have easily pulled off the $65 price tag for Kait, which is what Marcus and Cole here were priced at retail. I picked up Kait for $55 today, and I feel like that makes sense here. And it's not just because these guys require more plastic and goods and everything, but other areas too. We can see that Kait's armor isn't as interesting in terms of paint as Cole and Marcus here. Now, Marcus is an exclusive GameStop one with the, I think it's like a copper finish. I forget exactly what it was called. Maybe like Vintage Marcus or something like that. But here, if we take a closer look at Cole and Kait here, now Cole has white armor as well, and we can see that it has washes in it to bring out the sculpt. We can see the screws in his armor. Kait is just one flat white, and that is, I'm very familiar with the way that she looks in the game. It's not very accurate. Her armor isn't that clean around the edges. It's worn. It has a wash to it. And you can see the screws in her armor here are very faint. It's in the sculpt, but it's not popping out. So she's looking a little more on the flat side here. And the fur is the same exact color as her armor, especially in the lower region. Right here, you can see the gray versus the fur here is different, which is nice. I like that. But everywhere else, the fur is the same exact white. We can see it down here, same white, same white. It's literally not even painted. This is a white plastic that's just cast in, and it's the same exact color as her armor. So it is $10 cheaper, and I think you can notice why. Now, she is still very cool. I definitely love this figure. I think it can be just a little, just 10% there, and it would be perfect. And what else that I wish her figure had, which the other two also were lacking, was the ability to put the guns onto the actual figures. Now, I modded the other two Storm Collectibles figures to have magnets that can detach at any time. If we look at this Gnasher here, see these two little magnets right, oh, there we go. These two little magnets are right above my thumb here. That goes right onto Marcus's back. And even Marcus, when he came out, which was very cool. Let's get him a little closer here. His snub pistol has a magnet in it. So it's able to connect. No problem there. Now Kait's sidearm does not do that. Neither does Cole's. And you can see that Kait actually has what looks like to be a place where that sidearm can go on, and no magnet. I tried it, there's nothing there. It just falls off, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's disappointing. Considering how much you spend on these guys for a 7-inch scale figure, you can feel, you know, the quality in the plastic. The paint is better than something you'd get with McFarlane or NECA. But just tiny little things would have made this figure perfect. I still enjoy it a lot. Like I said, it's still a fantastic figure. I'm super happy to have it, but it's not quite there. as we near the end of this review, overall, this is a fantastic figure. They look great together. For anyone who's been collecting these two other Delta Squad members, they're definitely worth having the group together. I'm really hoping that Storm Collectibles keeps bringing out these figures. I don't know how well they're selling, to be honest. Definitely, from what I see, these have kind of been collecting dust on the shelves in GameStop. I have one other buddy collector of mine that collects them, and out of my little collector community that I have here in New York, no one else is really collecting these. I got one as a gift for this guy, you know, I'm just trying to support Storm Collectibles because these are great. I think it's a great license for them. It's their most different so far because they have Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all those other fighting games, and just to see them bring out the weapons, the guns, the metallic surfaces, the armor, it's just really exciting to see. So what they do have coming out is the Warden from Gears 5. I saw him at New York Comic Con. He looks amazing. He towers over these guys, and that'll be a really cool thing to see a villain. It'd be nice to see them bust out some Locusts. Personally, I'd love to see them even do JD with swappable heads, maybe the bald head with the beard, the Gears 4 head, obviously Dom, Baird. I mean, they can keep going and have a lot of fun with it, but I guess it all depends on how much people are buying these first three lineup of figures. I mean, I just went to GameStop today to pick up Kait, and they still had the exclusive Marcus there on the shelf just collecting dust, and it's been there for months. And Marcus is the most coolest character out of the whole series, so hopefully, I'm praying that people support this series of figures from Storm Collectibles because I want to keep giving them my money and just take cool pictures and make videos. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this review as we dove into this Kait Diaz figure and the paint on it, the articulation and all that jazz. You know what I like about it, you know what I think could improve, but overall, like I said a billion times already, I love this figure and I love this series. So, until next time, you guys take care, play some Gears 5 in the meantime, and I will see you guys later. Delta out!